Whenever a civilization allows women to acquire meta rights and suffrage, the civilization collapses. This explains why we have never seen a feminist or matriarchal civilization, with the exception of brief periods near the end of the Roman Empire, and possibly a few other previous civilizations. One matriarchal, highly developed society existed 2,000 years ago, with the end of the Roman Empire, and another may have existed 4,000 years ago, at the end of Babylon. I believe every civilization is bound to collapse, and looking at how Rome fell and its near identicalness to the West is the biggest piece of evidence of this. In spite of me believing that every civilization will collapse cyclically, I still believe that this can be prevented to a degree with prenuptial chastity and extramarital reservation. I say this because every civilization falls to Zoism, and we see with Adam and Eve that women will eventually destroy the society, no matter what the people do. It's inevitable. The West is currently burning its libidinal reserves, and will eventually fall. In order to compare Western Perial with Rome, you have to map the history of both Rome and America, the ultimate apotheosis of the West. Then compare the similarities. During about the 5th century BC, Roman society was led by the patriarchy, and fathers had complete control over the family, as well as the power of life and death, and being accountable for the deeds of their wives and children. This was peak libidinal creation Rome. Then, Roman culture became the most sophisticated civilization about the year 1000 BC, after peaking in libidinal energy. At this point, citizens, non-slaves, do not have to labor, and they had peak material abundance. They imported spices from thousands of miles abroad, had baths, and running water. The Romans at this point had acme trade, science, human rights, animal rights, and children's rights. And by the end of the century, no-fault divorce was implemented. The family unit is then later effectively destroyed in the 1st or 2nd century AD. The government attempted to impose a bachelor tax on males who refused to get married. Roman women had little interest in raising their own children and would just hire nannies. Thus, children are growing up without dads. Women's riches and power increase rapidly, while males lose motivation and turn to prostitution and other vices. Sodomy and prostitution expanded widely. The main moral and demographic collapse occurs around the 3rd to 4th century AD, and the Roman population decreases because of the birth rate that was below replacement. The Marian movement, woman worship, within the church gains traction. It becomes the religion of the empire in 380 AD. This was all happening while there was major internal stability, and they had had 25 successive emperors in 50 years, many who were actually killed. Following this, the emperors became puppets to middleman elites. The end result of this was total entropy decay destruction and just zoistic hell.